I'm not someone who's gonna follow the stock markets and look at GME climb and be like, oh my gosh. And that used to just make me feel like a fake. That's like where imposter syndrome comes from, right? It's like, it takes time to realize what your strengths are. When you look at yourself, you see the good, the bad, everything. But when you look at other people, it's so much easier to only see the good. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is my new dorm room. If you're new to the channel, my name is Sarah Chang. I am a sophomore at MIT. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about a little bit of a life update, but also kind of talking about the whole idea of like, what are the kinds of lessons you learn being an MIT student. I've talked about this in my previous videos, but there's definitely a lot of feelings of like imposter syndrome, feeling like, oh, maybe they messed up when they admitted me, or just feeling so overwhelmed by how many opportunities there are. And the reason that I really wanted to talk about this today was because we just started our spring semester. There's so many classes and opportunities being thrown at us that it's super overwhelming for sure. My freshman year, I took 4 classes, and this year, this semester, I'm taking 6. And one of my classes, it's a lot of units. And so even though I'm taking 6 classes, it honestly is pretty much like 7 classes. So it's a lot. And besides that, I'm also working on a startup with one of my friends, and we're really been spending so much time on that. I stayed up till 3 a.m. last night working on that. I'm pitching in a couple of hours to 4 VCs, which is so crazy, so exciting. I can't believe how fast everything is moving, but there's a lot going on right now. One of the biggest things though is like, is like understanding how much you can handle. I think my freshman year, there was this big tendency for me to kind of like bite off more than I could chew. Something I was talking to my friend about the other day is like, we're at MIT, right? Like there's so many opportunities being thrown at us all the time. It's completely impossible for someone to take advantage of all of them. We grow up and we're always told like, take advantage of all the opportunities you have around you. Like that's what colleges want. They want to see that like you were given these opportunities and you maximized it, right? You maximized everything around you. That was possible in high school when there were a lot less opportunities, and here that's just not at all possible. And I think that one of the biggest things that you learn, understanding what the right amount for you is. Personally, one thing that I've been really lucky is that my parents don't push me that much. They're always like, we don't want you to work super hard to the point that like you're just working all day long, or like you're stressed, you're not sleeping enough. They're like, the first priority is like taking care of yourself, being happy, and try to do as much work as you can like in the meantime. One of the biggest things that I've learned is kind of understanding how much I can handle and not hate my life. Really finding that balance and understanding that at the end of the day, there are going to be so many emails that I get about so many opportunities. There are going to be all these things that I see my friends doing, and I have to be okay with the fact that like I'm not doing them too. And in high school, like I feel like everyone's super competitive. You're like, oh my god, so and so is doing this, I gotta do this too. But here, like, you can't have that mentality. You're gonna be so dissatisfied and you're gonna be so overworked. So I am taking 6 classes right now. It is a lot. I am quite busy, but honestly, like, I love it. I love it so much. I love having stuff to do all the time. Love feeling like there's something that's filling every single nook and cranny of my time. I'm moving places, I'm getting places, I'm learning. Like, I really like how I am right now. But at the same time, I don't feel like I'm gonna die. I don't feel like I hate my life and that I can't do anything fun, because I still do. Like, I try to hang out or like see someone almost like every day, go off campus, at least spend like an hour outside every day. So it is working out okay. But the other thing is coming to acceptance with the idea that you're not gonna be the best. Oh, I'm filming a video. Here, you can join. Come sit. I'm giving you half the chair. Okay, you ready? Okay, stop. You're too tall. And so like right now I feel like we're both super busy, right? So it's also like understanding like how much you can handle, and this is what we were talking about.
Nobody's better than you. Might be better at specific things, or no, I don't think people are really better. Like
for example, there's some people, like even you, like people who just genuinely love learning. Like we went to the Coop, I was just looking at sweaters, he picked out like 4 textbooks and he's like, I'm gonna just like destroy these over the next few days, and like highlighting and annotating, and he's like, that was a really good book. Like, I'm just not like that. Like, if I have free time, like, I'm gonna just watch Netflix or something. And that's what like normal people do. It used to kind of make me feel like a fake. Like, I had to like force interest in all these things. But now I'm like okay with that. Like, now I'm like, these are my interests, these are other people's interests. Like, I don't feel a need to like match other people or even like in what they're doing. And anyways, he's left. I don't want to talk while you're here. It's weird. Anyways, now that he's gone, spill the real tea. I'm gonna toot my horn a little bit right now. It's like, I'm not someone who's gonna like pick up a textbook and just like love reading it and like want to read it recreationally. I'm not someone who's gonna follow the stock markets and look at GME climb and be like, oh my gosh. And that used to just make me feel like a fake.
What's there to say?
That's like where imposter syndrome comes from, right? It's like, for me, it was kind of like a jealousy at like other people's passion, like undying passion for what they were doing. And I think that after about 1.5 years and after like 2 years, what I've realized is like, one, I just have a passion for different things. And once you kind of start exploring and figuring out what that passion is and you feel passionate about it, that's part of it. That's like part of what makes it go away. So just understanding that like there's no right way for how you should act or be. And I think that there's kind of a mold sometimes that you feel like you have to fit into. I think that for me right now, at least, I'm very comfortable with my identity and with who I am. I do think that I do have the quality of where I am very driven, and when I set my mind to do something, I do it. If there's something I'm really passionate about, I'm able to put in the time and really go at it and succeed. That is kind of what I've told myself is like, that's why you're here. That's why you're at MIT. I'm not trying to like brag or anything, but that is honestly like what I've told myself, because if you keep beating yourself, like if you keep beating yourself up and focusing. And another thing is, I really want to talk about perspective, because I've talked about this so many times, but I cannot stress enough how important I think it is.
What's there to say?
If you just change your perspective about your situation, like I used to be so negative and being like, oh my gosh, everyone around me is so much smarter than me. Oh my god, he has a genuine passion. When you realize that like you should just appreciate where you are, I should just appreciate all the opportunities I have. Instead of thinking about how I'll never be able to do everything, I should just be appreciative that I have the option to do everything. I have the option to study with all these people, to have the smartest people around me help me. That has helped me so much in my mindset in this environment as something positive. It takes time to realize what your strengths are. It's so easy to see other people's strengths because you just see on a surface level, like that's all you notice. Like you notice like, oh, he has a really good internship. That's like, you only notice the good parts of other people. And that's like what I observe, like, oh my gosh, like, oh my god, he accomplished this. And you just focus on all the good things that people do, and it's so easy for you to like overlook those things in yourself.
There was space in between you and I. It's okay that we change, but it feels kind of strange that.
And so for me, at least, like over time, like I think I'm interning next summer. I'm so fortunate to and grateful for that internship this coming summer. I know that I worked hard to get it. I spent a lot of time. I've done good things, and now like tonight we're literally like, we built an app, we coded it. I have never done anything like that, and I learned so much and did so much and accomplished so much, and I've pitched it, and the world is moving, things are being accomplished. And of course I love this YouTube channel. I know it's not that big. It is something I am proud of. It's something I've put a lot of time into. There's so many moments when I make a video and I'm like, damn, like that's the best video I ever made. And I look back on old videos and I'm like, wow, that was just not it. And so constantly growing, understanding that I have a lot of strengths outside of academics, but there are a lot of things and there are a lot of positives that you just have to realize about yourself. And honestly, it just takes longer to see them in yourself. When you look at yourself, you see the good, the bad, everything. But when you look at other people, it's so much easier to only see the good. Comparison, it's so easy to put yourself down. That is it for my update. Let me know what you'd like to see in terms of future content. Everyone is always so supportive and kind in the comments, and I'm really appreciative of that. So thank you so much, and I will see you soon.